it's working now, and it's great to be back with you. I'm Deborah Henson-Conant, also known as Deborah Henson-Conant, also known to some as Debo, for reasons I don't know why, but I am. So this is a concert, especially, actually this is the second half of a concert because I was doing the first half and then the internet just went kaplooey and I left and now I'm back. And so this is the second half of the concert, which is a countdown concert. It is a countdown to the end of the fundraiser, the crowdfunding campaign that I've been doing for my new musical, The Golden Cage. And one of the things that I wanted to do in these concerts and in this entire countdown is to connect what the Golden Cage is about with everything else that I do, with the stories, with music that I tell, and with the coaching that I do to coach other people to develop and to tell their own stories with music. Because it has always been so that people have said to me, I don't get it, why don't you just do one thing? Why don't you play the harp, or why don't you do this, or why don't you do that? And I'm like, no, this is all one thing. This is all about telling stories with music. It is about creating stories with music and embodying those stories with music. It is about imparting the art of telling stories with music to others. And it's about releasing those same stories with music into the world so that other people can reinvent them and recreate them and live through them and create new meanings for them in their own way. And that's why I write concertos for people to play. And that's why I write plays of music like The Golden Cage. And that is why I also love to embody stories with music, with the harp. For this concert, one of the things that I love about this is the connection that I asked you to decide tunes you wanted to hear. So I'm going to play one of those songs, and it is one of my favorite songs, and it's called Georgia, Georgia. This song's for you. Comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the vine. Georgia, Georgia. Now I forgot the words. Oh, do 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 da ya da da. These are the universal words. La 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 dee. Other arms reach out to you. Other lips smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you. Georgia, Georgia, no peace do I find. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Do 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 dum do do do. Georgia, Georgia, the whole night through. La la di da da do, la da 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 da. Other arms reach out me, other lips smile tenderly, but still in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you. I said, Georgia, oh, Georgia, no peace do I find. I'm just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. This song reminds me of when I decided that I wanted to sing with a harp, and that came after many years in which I decided I didn't want to sing with the harp because I didn't want to just be another chick singer. So I decided I wanted to be a real player. I wanted to become a virtuoso. I wanted to play jazz with the guys. But then I realized that my voice, my creative voice, includes my voice. So I was in a jazz club in Germany. I decided to play this tune, and for the first time I sang it. And after I was done, I turned to my bass player and I said, "Hey, what'd you think?" And he said, "You're a good harpist." And I said, "Yeah, but what about the singing?" And he said, "You're a good harpist." And then I came home and I still wanted to sing. So I sang at a concert of my own. And after the concert, a friend of mine came up to my manager and said to her, "You have to tell Deborah to stop singing. It's going to ruin her career." But what I said, thank goodness, what I said is, this is what I do. I have to sing. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. This is what I do. I have to sing. And maybe you have to sing too. Like every bird has to sing. Even crows, which some people think don't have a great voice, but what if they stopped singing just because someone thought they didn't have a great voice? No! No, 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 no. If you sing, if you want to sing, go ahead and sing. You have a voice. You have a voice that's yours alone. No one else can sing your story in the way you sing your story. Raise your voice no matter what you sing. Maybe it will change. Maybe it won't. Maybe what people think will change, and maybe it won't. But you will not die with your music inside you. Georgia, Georgia, no peace do I find. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia. Just an old sweet song. An old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. On my mind. Thank you for requesting that. Oh, wait, no, I think I can see you guys again. Hopefully I'm connected. Okay. Thank you, Top Fingers. Hello, hello, hello. Gotta love it. Okay, great. Beautiful. Let's see what else we have here. So, all right, dare I put this harp on? Dare I put it on? Will I lose my voice? Let us find out. Okay, so let me put this harp on again, off again, on again, off again. Let us discover our other technical problems. But don't you think this is nice in the background? These lovely yellow curtains, which my neighbor gave me. Ooh, it's getting kind of dark and exciting here, huh? As night comes on. Oh. So one of the new perks at the fundraising is the perk for the inspiration workshop. And I really hope that you guys will sign up for that. I created it specifically for harpists as an opportunity to see, look, it happened. It just happened. I do not know why this happened. My voice went away. Okay. So harp on is, it's almost like it's getting in the way of the, I wonder if it's getting in the way of the thing seeing it. So let's see what this does. Okay, I've never had it over on this side. All right. Oh yeah, oh yes. So go to the fundraising and go to the crowdfunding. I'll put it up here again while I'm doing this. And check out the perks and check out the inspiration. See, I think I can pull it up. Oh, you know what? I want to show you all of these. Okay. Here is Adventure Club Kit. Look for that. We had so much fun putting this together. The Cage Unlocker, that is really fun. That is a journal that goes along with the show. Producer's Chair, I can't even remember what that is, but it's really cool. Live soundtrack recording, that is great. You get to get the entire soundtrack, which is so beautiful. Oh, this is glorious. Oh yes, this is everything. This is like you get the lyrics, and you get the audio, and you get the film. You get the whole thing. This is really great. This came in kind of late, but bountiful benefactor, that is any one of you who donates. And Inspiration Breakthrough, that's the one that I want every harpist to go take a look at. What are these other things? Oh, yes. This is the journal. This is part of the Cage Unlocker. It is so fun. I made it together with Mary Robinson, and it unlocks all and Mary is a writer and a harpist, and it unlocks many of the themes in the Golden Cage. What else do we have here? I don't even know what these are. Nope, that's totally different. Oh, that's my friend. Okay, that has nothing to do with this. Okay, all right, great. Okay, yes, no, check it out. Let me put this up. This is really fun. I'll put this up. Pull your phones up. Put your phone on that. Click on it, and it will take you directly to the crowdfunding page. Check it out. You should definitely watch the video there, because the video is all about what made me write this piece and what were the influences from my mother and my aunt, and why the piece was created the way that it was created, why it's only two characters, why either character can be played by any gender, any body type, any race, whatever age, it doesn't matter. It's all about our inner experience, which is what everything that I write about is, about our inner experience. So check out that video. I think you're going to really enjoy it. All right, so did you guys grab that? Okay, and that link is also in the chat. So I'm going to move it away now. Okay, great. All right. So I want to see if I can remember how to play this piece. I love this piece. It's called Brubaker. And you guys did not select it, but I think you're going to love it. So one of the things that's really wonderful about this piece is that it doesn't have an explicit story. It's all about the feeling of the piece. And it is inspired by Dave Brubeck. It's inspired by the piece Blue Rondo a la Turk. And it's got this rhythm. And it also has the looper, which hopefully will work. And the looper, which is down here, you won't be able to see it. But the looper is, if I set up a loop, it allows me to play over that. I can add to it too. So I can add to the loop as well, and then I can play over it. Or I can sing over it. La 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 So that's what the looper is all about. If we were on stage, if I was live on stage, you would be able to see what I'm doing with my feet. You will not be able to see that here, but hopefully you will be able to tell and you will be able to hear. So one of the things that's really, really, really cool about this piece is that it utilizes one of the limitations of the lever harp, which is that you have to change every single note here when you want to change a note. But that allows me to have the harp in 3 different keys. So down here, the harp is in C, and right here it's in G, and then up here, let's see. I think I don't know. It's in some permutation of E. All right. So let's see if I can do this barefoot and all. One of the things that's beautiful about this piece is that when we get to hear people who move us, we can play the pieces that they play, or we can play pieces, we can create pieces that are inspired by those people. And this is inspired by Dave Brubeck, and so it is called Brubaker. You know what's so cool about these concerts is I actually can, I can come here. I can come here and I can actually see what you guys are saying. So Connie's saying, I got the inspiration breakthrough. Yay! Not sure of the perks, but it says one-time transformative meditation. Yes. Clarify your vision process. Yes. The future now technique. Yes. Access to all training videos and invitation to live taping. Yeah. So here's the thing that's so great about the inspiration breakthrough. I use a lot of tools, creative tools, when I am developing music or when I'm developing ideas. And I share those in my higher level coaching program. And sometimes I share them also with people who are in Hip Hop Academy. But these are tools that let you take any idea and expand it out. And even if you don't have an idea, they let you expand it out. It gives you more vision than you thought that you have. And these are tools these are my tools. These are the actual things that I use. The clarify your vision process, the future now technique, I use that all the time with people. And the access to the training videos, obviously, that I'm going to give to you, and a transformative meditation. So I'm going to be making a transformative meditation, which is a story that I tell myself. So basically, I'm giving you the tools that I use for myself when I'm developing creative projects. And since you get to be there at the live taping, you get to ask questions, you get to be part of it. And this works for any kind of creative project, whether it's a musical project or a dance project or whatever, any kind of project. I use it for absolutely anything, even if I'm coming up with something that has nothing to do with music, because it gets me out of my I have to come up with an idea, blah 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 blah, and gets me into the experiential mode that actually lets me create something that I'm going to be able to have fun with. All right, so let's see what you guys are saying. Mona is saying the beautiful golden harp of the golden cage and all its contents in contemplation. Mona, I was talking about you today. Mona is in Hip Hop Academy, and she shared a video that was so wonderful. I told my bookkeeper about it, and she was like, I want to see that video. So I'll have to get a copy of it. It was a wonderful, wonderful video of her playing the harp and with just a little baby raccoon cuddling her. It was absolutely wonderful. Okay, great, good. Loving the looping. Yes, isn't the looping wonderful? I'm going to play something else with the looper later. My hands. It's sweaty here, and my hands are actually getting stuck together as I play. All right, so let me see what else we've got here. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? On that list, on the list of tunes to play was Green Sleeves. And nobody selected it. And I'm wondering if it is because of what you think Green Sleeves sounds like. And I want to, give you another option of what Green Sleeves perchance could sound like. But I want to move this so that it's not like, I don't know, there. See if I can lose it and put it back here and have it still work. Hello. Oh. This is when I wish. I think I. No, it's okay. Now it goes away, right? That is so, ouch. That came off my ear. Okay, this will get worked out. Sorry, you guys. I am like totally trapped in this thing. Not the harp. The harp is great. I see what is happening here. Right. It's my my wireless. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if it works here. Okay. So Green Sleeves, any tune can be played in a different way. You don't have to play it in the traditional way that it's played. La da da da, da da dee da da, da da dee da da dee da, la da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 da. Da da dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da da dee. So those are basically the harmonies of the Green Sleeves that we know. But harmony and reharmonizing has always been something that I love. So I want to show you another way it could be played. La 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 dee, this is the normal way. La la dee, da 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 dee. La dee da dee la da, la da dee la da, la da dee. Before I play this whole countdown is all about connecting what I do in the Golden Cage to what I do as a performer and also as a teacher, as a coach. And one of the things, if you listen to the Golden Cage, you will hear that the harmonic vocabulary of the piece is much more extended than anything that I play on the harp. And at the beginning, when I started playing the harp, that was really frustrating to me because my natural vocabulary was what you will hear in the Golden Cage, maybe a little more dissonant. But changing harmonies is part of what allows us to go down to the fundamental of a tune and change how we're going to use it. And one of the things that we do in the Academy is learn how to take a blues and rewrite it for meditative music, or take a tune like this and change the harmony so that we can engage with it in a completely different way. So, alas, my love, you do me wrong to cast me out discourteously, for I have loved you so long, delighting in your company. La-dum, la-dum, I have to find the harmony. La-dum, da dee la da 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 la da la dee la da da da. Oh, that's it. Hey, guess what? Anyone who's done any classes with me, what I just discovered here is the harmony that I am looking for is what we call 2-5-1 la la dee ya do la la dee ya do 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 da ya do do dum da da do da do 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 ya do da ya do dum da why ya dum da dum da dum do do da ya do ya da ya da do dum da ya do ba di do 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 da ba di ya do do. Alas, my love, you do me wrong to cast me out discourteously, for I have loved you so long, delighting in your company. Green sleeves was my delight, oh, green sleeves was my desire. Green sleeves was of the heart of gold, and all for my lady. Green sleeves, ba-da-da-ba-dee-dum, dum, dum, dum. La-ya-da-ba-do-do-do, dum, dum, ba-da-do, ba-yo-do-do-da-ba-dee-do-da-dee-da-do-dum. Green sleeves was my delight. Oh, green sleeves was my delight. Green sleeves was my heart of gold, and all for my lady. Green sleeves. Green sleeves was my delight. Down, 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 down. Green sleeves was my heart of gold, and all for my lady. Green sleeves, and all for my lady. Green sleeves, and all for my lady. Oh, 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 green sleeves, and all for green my delight. Green sleeves, my heart of gold, and all for my lady. Green sleeves, all for my lady. Green sleeves, all for my lady. You know what is so fun about tonight? Like at first I was like, what? What did I get myself into? I'm playing a 2-hour concert at 7 a.m. I'm playing a 2-hour concert at 3 p.m. and I'm playing a 3-hour concert at 7 p.m. But one of the things I love about this, first of all, is all the connection that we're having. And the other thing is, normally I would only play like this, go to that, play, create a vamp, do that when I'm by myself. But knowing that there's like all this time, you guys can come, you can go, it just opens everything up. All right. So, yes. So, you were saying you were good. Love the reimagining of the classical boat. This one and the Great Silky. Yes, sounds like the new James Bond movie. You only play green sleeves twice. All right. So there was another request, and that request was for Black Orpheus, and I'm going to read that request now. It was so fun. Thanks for everybody who made requests. So Tara said, dedication to the newly formed harp quartet, Tetraharp, Anna, Linda, Michelle, and Tara, making their own kind of magical days. I'm hoping maybe they're going to play this tune. Thank you for requesting that, Tara. I'm curious, will you be playing that with your harp ensemble, with the new Tetra harp? I think that would be so beautiful. I would love to talk to you about it. One of the things that I love doing in the academy is breaking things down to their fundamentals and to the roles, and it would be really fun to play this piece and many Latin pieces, breaking it apart into bass accompaniment and melody, and playing that as a quartet or as a quintet or whatever. Oh, goody, goody, goody. Great, you go, girl from the Bermuda Islands. Great, thank you so much. So I'm telling you, you guys, my fingers are shredded. So I think I'm gonna do some singing here. So this whole celebration here is all about stories with music. And all the different ways in my life that I love to share stories with music with you, how I love to sing stories with music, which is me embodying them, how I love to impart everything that I know about singing and playing stories with music, and also releasing stories with music, with sheet music, whether it's concertos or whether it's a musical like The Golden Cage. This is my life. It's all about stories with music and how we connect. And so this is a celebration of all the different ways that we can connect with stories with music. You can go and you can watch The Golden Cage. You can donate to The Golden Cage so that you are part of that experience. And I know many of you already have. And we have, I don't know if I've told you this yet, but we have a very exciting circumstance here where a group of people have donated together, an anonymous group who've donated together, who have created a matching fund. And that matching fund, what it means is that when you donate to the campaign, the crowdfunding campaign, when you donate $100, they donate $100. When you donate $1,000, they donate $1,000. So whatever you donate, they double it. You won't actually see it show up there. They have donated through a separate, in a separate way. And anybody who also wants to donate to that matching fund, when you donate to the matching fund, you can do it as a tax deductible donation as well. So let me know if you want to do that, and if you just want to, have your money doubled, just go ahead and donate to the crowdfunding campaign that has all the wonderful perks to it. This story, and we're celebrating The Golden Cage, but we're celebrating all the stories with music and all the themes. And one of the themes in The Golden Cage is silliness. It's just, taking things way beyond, way kind of over the top. And so this song here is about, I personally don't feel it's over the top, but it is about my favorite food. And my favorite food is watermelon. Now, I'm not going to be able to play all the walking bass lines and everything like that because, like I said, my fingers are shredded right now. But I have been eating a lot of watermelon lately. This is blues. Let's see. Oh, wait. I think I do it in a different key. I think I do it in this key. Let's see. I believe I do it in B flat. Watermelon tastes so sweet. Well, it's the only kind of vegetable I like to eat. Okay, this is true. This is an entirely true story. I have not sung this in a while, but I'll tell you, I have been buying watermelons. In fact, the other day I bought 7 watermelons, and it seemed like overkill, but it was not overkill because, to be quite honest, not every watermelon is the kind of watermelon that I want to eat. And so I returned those watermelons to the ground whence they came by the garbage to garden people. Thank you, garbage to garden people. But there are always at least 1 or 2 or 3 of fabulous watermelons in any group of watermelons that I buy. And I'm going to talk about those watermelons. And I want to tell you that I'm not the only person in my family who loves watermelons. This is kind of a generational thing. And seriously, it is. My grandmother, Edith, taught me how to steal watermelons. She didn't call it stealing, but it was. And my father, he wanted to create a watermelon juice company because it was said it was the most fabulous thing. And Mark Twain, who I'm no relative of mine, but I wish he was, said, when one has tasted watermelons, one knows what the angels eat. So watermelon tastes so sweet. Well, it's the only kind of vegetable I like to eat. Oh, I forgot to tell you the whole true story about this. So I'm going to tell you in just a second, but I'm gonna set it up for you. And anyone who wonders what key I'm playing in, just in case you want to play along, it's a B flat. So I'm trying to remember the exact story. Well, I'll just tell you the truth. So when I was a kid, of course, watermelon has always been my favorite food, and I lived in California, which is hot. I mean, California is this place that we live, the San Joaquin Valley, was so hot that in summertime, I am not joking, roads that are straight in the wintertime, they curve in the summer. That is no joke. You can talk to other people in the San Joaquin Valley. That is true. It is so hot in the San Joaquin Valley in the summer that sweat drips down the sides of the cars. And we had this 1953 green Chevy convertible, which the top was always falling off. And so my mother, she was a kindergarten teacher at the school when I went to the first grade. So we would go to school together, and we would come home from school together. So we would be driving down River Road, coming home from school, and we'd get to the junction of Route 27 and River Road, and we'd see this beautiful big sign that said ice cold watermelon, 5 cents a slice, which gives you an idea how long ago that was. And we would sit there at these wooden tables, and we would flick nickels into the tin cans on the tables, and we'd eat slice after slice of ice cold watermelon. And one day, my mother looked down at me and she said, "You love watermelon, don't you?" I said, "Oh, Mama, I do." She said, "Well, you must remember what you love, because someday you are going to grow up. You will go out into the world. You will leave me." And that was absolutely true. I did leave her. Not that I stopped loving her, but I'm just saying I left home. And she said one day, she was very dramatic. My mother was an opera singer. So she was like, "One day you'll leave me. You'll go out into the world and you will meet men. And men will always try to deny you something." I'm not saying this is true. I'm just saying this is what my mother said. My father had a completely different story. So she says, "Men will try to deny you something, but if ever any man tries to deny you this, your favorite food, you drop him like a hot potato." So, about 20 years later, I'm living in Boston, Massachusetts. I have this boyfriend. He calls me up after work one day and he said, "Hey, what'd you do today?" And I said, "Well, it's hot. I ate watermelons." He said, "That's fattening." I said, "It's not fattening. That's why it's called watermelon." And he says, "It is fattening. That's why it's called watermelon." And I said, "Well, I only had one watermelon." But I dropped that guy like a hot potato. And I wrote this song, and it's called The Watermelon Boogie. And it is 100% kind of true. It goes, watermelon, watermelon tastes so sweet. Well, it's the only kind of vegetable I like to eat. Watermelon, watermelon tastes so fine. I love a spitting off the seeds. I love a chomping on the rind. Smack your lips and tap your feet, but give me watermelon. My baby told me I should watch my weight. He said lettuce and tomato tomatoes, they would taste just great. He said a grapefruit is better than the melon you eat. He said, oh, watermelon, honey, it's too darn sweet. Well, I packed my bags and I hit the street because I love that watermelon. I said, watermelon, 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 watermelon. I love that watermelon, 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 watermelon. I love that watermelon. So I packed my bags and I hit the street because I love that watermelon. I'm speaking watermelon language. By the way, they have a lot of plosives. You think that we don't have seeds anymore. What we do, but you kind of have to make them up nowadays with seedless watermelons. But I'm going to tell you people what I love about the watermelon, because I love everything about the watermelon. It's not just a physical thing for me. I love the social aspects of the watermelon. I love the cultural aspects of the watermelon. I love the fact that the watermelon lives in community with other watermelons, all connected by the vine that connects all watermelons everywhere. I love that. I love that. I love the fact that the watermelon is green on the outside. Yes, and tough on the outside. I love the fact that is tough on the outside, but soft and sweet and sensitive on the inside. Don't you love that? I love that about the watermelon. I love the fact that the watermelon, you can feel very self-confident with a watermelon. You could sit on a watermelon. You cannot sit on a tomato. I mean, you can. You can. Of course you can. It's a free country. You can sit on a tomato, but only once. But you can sit on a watermelon for days. In fact, many people don't know this, but this is how little baby watermelons are born. You get a nice, juicy, wonderful watermelon. You sit on it very sweetly, very softly for days. And after a few days, the little watermelons, they pop out and they're pink. They're pink and like kind of light green when they're born. And they hop around and they're absolutely adorable. But you know what I love most about the watermelon? I love the fact that the watermelon is... I can't even remember what I love about the watermelon. I love the fact that the watermelon, yes, I said the community, I said all about that. I love the fact that the watermelons, you know what they're thinking. I love the fact that they're thinking in certain ways. I love that they're thinking about deep thoughts deep into the dark night of night. And that is why you have to thump on a watermelon when you go to the store. You got to thump on the watermelon to see, are you there? Are you okay? Can I take you away from that thought? Are you having a deep, dark conversation with the other watermelons that are there? That's what I love about watermelons. You think that, you think that people, you think that human beings come up with the World Wide Web? No. Why do you think it's www? It's because of watermelons. It's the connection thing. This is what watermelons are all about. And this is why I love them. But do you know what I love most about the watermelon? I love the fact that the watermelon is green on the outside and red on the inside. Green and red, green and red. What does that make you think of? Christmas, yes. Where do you think Christmas goes in the summertime? It goes into watermelons. My baby told me I should watch my weight. He said a lettuce and tomatoes, they would taste just great. He said a grapefruit is better than the melon you eat. He said a watermelon, honey, it's too darn sweet. Well, I packed my bags and us hit the street because I love that watermelon. It's the only thing I really love to eat. I love that watermelon. I said life can be so darn sweet if you just give me watermelon to eat. Yeah, 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 yeah. The windows open in my studio, and I'm up on the third floor, and I've got my amp on, and I'm just waiting for somebody to like scream up at me. Which reminds me of when I was a kid, because we used to move every year, and my mother was an opera singer. I'm gonna get this out of the way. My mother was an opera singer, and every place that we would go to, she would walk around and knock on the doors of the neighbors, and she would say, "Well, I'm an opera singer, and I'm going to be singing. Is that going to be a problem?" I think she just wanted to let them know she was an opera singer. And then I would go walk around while all the moving vans were coming in, and I would knock on everybody's door and be like, "Hello, I'm Deborah. I'm this age. Do you have any kids my age to play with?" So that's apropos of nothing, aside the fact that it's getting really late. Okay, all right. Watermelon is a favorite of mine too. The food and the song. Oh, great, 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 great. Oh, Connie said you can buy the Golden Cage too. That's right. That's right. You can go see it. You can go to streaming musicals where you can rent it. You can buy it if you want to go to streaming musicals to get the Golden Cage. Sorry, I'm talking about. Yeah, no, no, no. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry about anything, my friends. No, I'm here. Okay. Yeah, you can. I love this. I'm just. All right, it's like we've had a slumber party here. Yeah, you when you go to streamingmusicals.com, make sure that you use my special code, which is golden25. When I think you can get 25% off. I know you can get 25% off when you rent the Golden Cage. I think you can also get 25% off when you purchase it. Any questions about watermelons? Okay, everybody. We've got another hour. This is like 2, 4. We're heading into hour 7 of concerting for me today. Oh, Connie, thank you. Oh, you forgot to use the code. Well, thank you. Because then 25% more comes into streaming musicals, which is an amazing, amazing, amazing company. And it was my dream. Once I knew that I was going to be producing the Golden Cage live in New York, it was my dream to be able to work with streaming musicals to get that out into the world. So it's a trajectory. So first we had to finish the piece and workshop it. And I'm actually have a TEDx talk coming out soon that talks about how I got to that process. And then once we workshopped it and we had the show, we were able to produce it in New York City. We were able to film it. And now that film, and then we spent a year adding the orchestration for the film to create this amazing backdrop for the film. And now our next step is to reach out to opera companies and theater companies and singers for more live performances of it. So what you are helping to do when you donate to the Golden Cage is to get this show out into the world for other theater companies, for other opera companies, so that it can empower other singers and other companies that can produce it. So that the story is out there, and also because it has open casting. One of the beautiful things about that, and this is just something that's always been really important to me, is that you can have anybody in those roles. It doesn't matter their age, it doesn't matter their gender, it doesn't matter their body type, it doesn't matter their ethnicity. It's irrelevant. This story is about something that we all experience, which is getting stuck and looking for freedom, and sometimes getting stuck looking for freedom in our search for freedom. And one of the beauties of that for me is that every every community has a couple of amazing performers who don't always fit the mold, uh, like the leading lady who's 20 years older than the leading man who weighs 350 pounds or, has an Italian accent or isn't a man. And it just drove me crazy as a kid because I saw my aunt and my mother audition for roles that they would blow out of the water, but they didn't look like that type. And what I was thinking about, I didn't realize it at the time, was I want every show that I do to be talent casted, not typecasting. Talent casting, not typecasting. So, and it's selfish. I want to see the greatest performers in the world, always, blowing me out of the water. Not the greatest performer who happens to look right for this role, but the greatest. And that means there's many different great people in different ways who are going to bring the story alive in different ways. You see this in the academy. You see it in everything that I do. I will sit there and just be mesmerized by someone telling a story with music and bringing their life into it, bringing who they are into it. It's character. Character is such a powerful part of life. It's what brings life alive. And I don't mean a character, but character. Who someone is, who you are. And that's why I also love the harp. It is a vehicle. It is a platform for the expression of who you are. You could sing that song Watermelon with watermelon, watermelon tastes so sweet. Well, it's the only kind of vegetable I like to eat. I said watermelon. Like, you can add as much character as you want. You don't have to place, it doesn't have to be watermelon, watermelon tastes so sweet. But even that, it's really the same things over and over again. Watermelon, watermelon tastes so sweet. Well, it's the only kind. I can actually, now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm always saying this to people in the academy, it's like, do less, do less, do less, so that you can be more. And I'm just realizing that if I'm like, watermelon, watermelon tastes so sweet, well, it's the only kind of vegetable I like to eat. I said, oh, watermelon, watermelon tastes so fine. I love spitting out the seeds and chomping on the rind. Smack your lips and tap your feet, but give me watermelon. I want to practice it that way because that's so much fun. Like, how much can you actually bring yourself into it? That is embodiment. And that's what I'm talking about with stories, that I love stories with music. We can embody them. So you see me, when you see me as a performer, you're seeing me embody a story with music. When you are taking a class from me or I'm coaching you, I am imparting that to you so that you will then be embodying the story. And when you buy sheet music, then I have released it. Or when you buy the play, I have released it. And it's all the same thing. It's putting stories with music into the world. And that's one of the things that I really wanted to get across and to connect. That the Golden Cage is not a different thing. It is the release of a story into the world, very similar to the concerto or Baroque flamenco or Nightingale or any of the sheet music that I release into the world that goes into your hands. You then become that story. You then start bringing it into the world in your own way. When I'm imparting, I'm helping you tell your own story. So this is all stories with music. That's what I love. All right, I am not leaving. I'm going to stay here. I want to see what happens if I keep playing. Going beyond my comfort zone. So Connie is saying, what's your chord progression for your watermelon song? Okay, great. Oh, I need it 1 week after your free viewing was over. Had a house full of musicians. Oh, wonderful, beautiful. So Connie's saying, what is your chord progression for watermelon? Okay, so And by the way, this is a great question because, well, first of all, I'll tell you, it's a B flat, watermelon, watermelon, E flat, da-do-dee-do-da-do, B flat, B flat, B flat, and then E flat, E flat, E flat, E flat, B flat, and then G, then C, and then F, and then B flat. So it's a blues. It's a somewhat more complex blues. Blues is part of what we will be doing in the next quarter in Hip Hop Academy. Every quarter we have a different theme, and the theme or a different thing we're working on. This quarter we're working on grounded expansion, and that is epitomized in a piece called Baroque Flamenco, which I will not be playing because it will trash my hands, but I did play it in the other concerts. So it's epitomized in Baroque Flamenco by taking a piece to its simplest form and then allowing it where you can ground in it and then letting it expand and expand and expand and expand. And starting in July, the quarter is called The Power of Pattern. And the power of pattern, of all of these things are what allow us to become fluent with music so that we can actually be a walking, talking story with music. And so the power of pattern is epitomized by blues because there are many patterns in what you're playing. Let's see. Anyway, there are many patterns, and the whole blues is a pattern. So I'm just going to sing it again. B flat, E flat, B flat. Second phrase, E flat, E flat, B flat, then down to G. Last phrase, C and F, and B flat, E and F. Again, B flat, E flat, well there's sevenths, E, B flat 7, and then E flat 7, and then another B flat 7 going down to G, and then C and F and B flat. And there are walking lines in some of those. I'll show you when the walking line comes. This is a pattern. This is an E7, E flat 7 chord. Watch my left hand, it walks down to G. And then this is a pattern. I raise the string. The pattern, I raise the string. And this is a walking. One more time. B flat 7, E flat 7, B flat 7. Oh, 1, 2. Second phrase, E flat 7, E flat 7, G. Watch this, C with a raise and F with a raise and then a walking. And then we do it all again. So one of the cool things about the harp is that I can set it up in such a way where using enharmonic notes that I discover these things that let me play this a little bit easier. So there are basic chords. Those are basic chords. Those are basic chords. This is another E flat. I told you that E flat 7, but the shape is very different. By using the C sharp in there, I can shape things differently. But anyway, then notice this. That pattern, I do that a lot. If I have a chord that's a minor chord, but I want it to be a major chord, and I'm playing in a blues, I can actually use that as part of the melody. I can do it here. This is C minor, but I make it C major. F minor, I make it F major, and then I can do this line. So there's all these different patterns that I'm putting together. And I know that's a long answer, Connie, for what are the chords. But I love to break things down. I love to break them down to their fundamentals. And that is one of the reasons I love the Academy, why I love that it is live, and why I don't just create classes that you can just learn stuff from. I do have those. You can. In fact, they're on sale right now. If you go to hipharp.com/specials, there's a bunch of specials that are left over from a Memorial Day. We haven't changed those. Maybe if there's somebody who has that link, you can put that in the chat as well. But I do have classes that you can just go take, but the Academy is all about imparting, breaking it down. We break it down together. So the people who are in the Academy are asking me questions. How do I do this? I don't have this facility. How do I do this? Or what is that really? Or just kind of like what you said, Connie, what is that chord? How do you break that down? That's what's so exciting about learning in a community. That you are not just learning, here's the way you do it, here's the way you do it. But like, wait a minute, what's the fundamentals here? How do I learn this at my level? How do I take this idea and do it the way that I can do it? Okay, now I can do it. How do I expand that? And that's been the process with the Golden Cage as well. When I first wrote it, it was almost like a dream. I didn't really understand a lot of it. I just kind of knew that it was going to follow this pattern. And then over the years, as I developed it, I would break it down. I would draw pictures of it. I would do whatever I had to do to break it down and understand it so that then I could find out what it was about and expand it. And that's why I have all these tools that I created for myself to be able to get out of my stuck places creatively. And then I get to share all those tools with you when we're working together with me as a coach. That's the long answer. Any other questions? I love answering questions. Okay, it's great. It's really fun to have it broken down, huh? Okay, great. So let me see what else we've got here that's not going to shred my fingers. And I'm staying to the bitter end, people. I'm not leaving. Because it's fun, because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen to my brain. All right, I'm looking here at the things that got the most the most hits, and yet that I think I can play now. Oh, you know what I haven't played? I don't know if I can play this right now, but I'll give it a try. Let's see if I can do this. And then I'm going to put the harp up on the stand. All right, so you know what? I am going to put the harp up on the stand. And then we might just talk. So I was an adult when I started the harp. I'd had a few lessons as a kid, on and off, I think when I was like 12 and then maybe when I was 16. I don't know why I had the lessons when I was 12. It was kind of bizarre. It's just like a harp showed up. I think that my parents were trying to figure out, what instrument would interest me. And they had a friend who was a harp teacher. And so she lent them a harp. And I found it very interesting, but not interesting enough to keep doing it. And now I forgot why I'm telling you this story. Oh, right. So anyway, so when I was finally an adult and I started playing the harp, I saw a beautiful craftsman-built lever harp. And someone said to me, well, it's not a real harp. It's a student harp. It's not a real harp. And I was like, that is a real harp. That is like a real thing. I think there's too much reverb on this. Let me turn this down. Reverb down. Okay. So I started playing the harp. Wait a minute. Did I turn the reverb down or did I just turn everything down? All right. So where was I? This is like being on a really long date. All right. Hello, everybody. I forgot. Right. Okay. So my friend Natalie lends me her harp. And it's this gorgeous, gorgeous craftsman's made harp. It is so beautiful. And then someone says to me, it's just a student harp, it's not a real harp. And I'm like, this is a real harp. And I'm thinking, I swear that someday I am going to write concert music for this instrument. I was imagining the people building this instrument and how, with what love they were building it. And I was like, this deserves to be on a concert stage. And so the very first piece that I wrote, I don't know if I'm going to be able to play it because my hand's being fried. I wanted to write a piece for the lever harp, but I couldn't really change the levers. So I created it in a way that you would never have to change any levers. You could just set it up. And because it was my friend Natalie's harp, and because I loved her so much and I admired her so much as a musician, I named it after her, Nataliana. So let's see if I can play it. And if I can't play it tonight, I promise I will play it soon. Oh, I don't know if you've been hearing me. One of the things that's so wonderful about this piece is the patterns in it. And this is one of my favorite parts. I had forgotten exactly how it goes. I remember when I discovered that. Oh, I remember discovering so much about this piece. One of the things that I discovered when I wrote this piece was that when I create a pattern that goes up and back down, it creates this like wonderful watery sound. So it has to do with the left hand going up, and then the right hand comes. The left hand goes up, right hand goes down, and then the last note comes in. That was just such a beautiful discovery. I was like, how do I make that kind of a sound? And then the other thing that I really loved was this part, which I did forget as we were playing it. It's so tender, and it's this beautiful pattern that you get to use over and over again, which is it's a kind of a cluster. There's the fingers are close together down here, and then the melody is at the top. The repetition always seems like there's some kind of beseeching, and then it just moves down a step, moves down another step, and then the pattern changes. And if you listen to it, you can really hear, the vocabulary that I came from, hearing my mother and my aunt singing opera, and there's something about the repetition of notes that is so operatic and just like, la, 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 and then just coming down like the cascading of a harp. It was just so wonderful to write and to and now to hear so many other people perform. And the same with the Nightingale, which I promise I will play before the end of this part of this concert. So any questions about that? And thank you. Is Natalia anywhere in the Academy? No, Janet. Yes, I'm so, no, the funny thing is I have never done a class on Nataliana, although I'm pretty sure I broke it apart for somebody. So maybe it may be Sally. Is Sally here? Sally's saying, as far as I know, it's not in the Academy. I do have the score available. Yeah, but one of the beautiful things about Nataliana is all the patterns that are there. All right, I'm going to see what's on here that I can still play. I'm staying, you guys. I want to see if I can make it till 10. Okay, so I did play that. So much that I can't play. But I would love... Oh, there's so much that I love here. All right, let me try this. I've never done this. I've never done this song with the harp, not wearing the harp. And I'm really curious if that can even work. I'm not even sure that I can play this with my fingers so shredded and kind of, it's also humid here, so they're sticking together. But let's give it a try. This is truly a story with music. And I love stories that are about that are about adventures, but not adventures like not just adventure. And I went here and I did that and I did this and this is an adventure of the soul. So this tune is all about, well, you've heard of Don Quixote, right? This is Doña Quixota, who goes off on her own adventure with her own Sasha Panza. And she goes off on a bicycle in her 90s. And she makes it almost all the way to Lexington, Massachusetts, on the bike path that's outside of my house. But this is her song. This is the song of her adventure, and this is what the adventure feels like to her. Yes, a whole orchestra on the harp. And that's how I fell in love with the harp. It's not that I loved harp music, not at all. I love the instrument and all the possibilities. I fell in love with how physical it is, how you can embody music, and how you can see every little string. Nothing is hidden. You can see every little thing. Nothing is hidden. It's all there. And it gives my fingers a voice. 8 voices right there on the end of my hands. 8 beautiful voices, bass accompaniment, and I can sing the melody, and I can tell the stories. That's why I fell in love finally, though I was fighting with it for many years. I fell in love silent without me, and my fingers cannot sing until they touch the strings. And it's an orchestra. I can be an orchestra of one, and that way I can learn how to be an orchestra of two, and then three, and then four, and then actually an orchestra. It's like a laboratory. I was able to create so many things. I can create so many things. You can create so many things. It has soundscapes. It has rhythm. It's such a beautiful instrument. And for so many years, I felt like it limited me. And I was asking myself, why the harp? Why the harp? Why the harp? And then I began to understand that this is the instrument that was made to tell stories with. And that's what moves me. So I will play this last song. And I think it's a song that many of you know and many of you have played. Yes, it's magic. That's right. This harp is magic in plain sight. And I had a couple of conversations recently. I have some buddies who I meet with every week who are magicians. And we were talking about the power of illusion and how, and one of them was saying, I love the power of illusion. I can't remember exactly how he said it, but not lying, not deceit, illusion, but not deceit. And I think that the most beautiful illusions actually open things up and create even more truth. And that's one of the things that I think the harp does. Whether you're playing it simply or you're playing it in a more complicated way, you can see everything. When you go up high on the harp, you hear high music. When you go down low, you hear low music. When you play it hard, you hear that. You see what you're hearing, and so I think it creates a kind of reliability or trust. I'm seeing what I'm hearing. And I lost my hair thing. Oh, here it is. Pull it up. For years, I avoided playing this song because I saw it as being so simple. And you know what? I think this is what many of the members in the Academy talk to me about. We learn over and over again that simple is beautiful. I'll just take both of these out. And I feel like every week people are discovering simplicity again and again. And so often we feel like what we're doing is not enough. Another thing that I really love about this song is that it's about a bird. And it's about a kind of freedom and a kind of expressiveness. And the golden cage also is about a bird person, bird people. It is about that flight part of us, the flying and the song. So the golden cage starts out by singing the rhythm, the music, the rapture, as you're reeling, the feeling as you sail into the sky. That moment of freedom, the pounding in your head when first you spread your wings and start to fly. I can remember how it sparkles. I can remember how it shines. I can remember, and remembering makes me want to open wings and take the leap and fly. So the golden cage is about the flying part of birds, and the nightingale is about the singing part of birds. And if only we could fly, and yet when we sing, we fly. And when we sing to each other, we are home. And when we sing to each other, we are not alone. And this is the golden cage, and this is the nightingale, and this is us together. We'll sing for the nightingale when the night is gone, when the daylight comes. We'll sing for the nightingale when she sleeps alone in the sun. That is the time her silken tones soothed my rough and weary bones. That is the time her lullaby took me to my rest. But we'll sing for the nightingale, her own sweet song is silent now. We'll sing for the nightingale when she sleeps alone in the sun. That is the time her silken tones soothed my rough and weary bones. That is the time her lullaby took me to my I rest. But who will sing for the nightingale? Her own sweet song is silent now. Who will sing for the nightingale when she sleeps alone in the sun? When she sleeps alone in the sun. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of all of this. Thank you to every person who is in Hip Harp Academy. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for what you share. Thank you for being there. Thank you for creating the richness of my journey. And thank you for everyone who's come to see the Golden Cage and everyone who has donated and will donate to become part of this adventure. You are that breath that stirs inside the ashes of the phoenix. And you are that song that is sung for the nightingale. And you are the stories that I long to hear. Thank you so, so much for being part of all of this. Oh, my neighbors here. And Sally and Lori and Dana and Top Fingers and everyone who, oh, Bird Lover and Connie and everyone who put, and Joan and Sally again and Janet. I'm just going up, and Diane, so many of you, and the people who came earlier today. Thank you so much. I love all these, and Hari and Dana again. I'm just scrolling through all the comments here. So, so wonderful. I'm going to pull up the Golden Cage. I want to make sure that you know how to get there. I want to make sure that you take a look at the really wonderful perks. We had so much fun putting them together, and especially at the I can't remember what it's called, but the adventure, the one that we will be doing together, the creative adventure. So I'm going to pull up that link once again so that you can just click on it. And please tell your friends. Everybody can be a part of this. Everybody can go and look at the perks. And this is the countdown, starting it now. We're starting it. We have matching funds for up to $10,000. So, you know, when you give, you are giving twice as much as you give between now and the end of this fundraiser, and up to $10,000. And anybody else who wants to become part of that matching and make that matching even larger, let me know. You can do it as a tax deductible donation. We have a way for you to do that, or you can just let me know. There are a lot of different ways to do it. And all together, we are creating stories with music out in the world that will change people's lives and will open our lives. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being with me tonight. And all the times that we're together. All right. Well, farewell, my friends, and I will see you hopefully very, very, very soon. Good night, and thank you, and may the countdown begin.